So this woman divorces her husband thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. And when she got to the other side, you know what that grass was? It was, yeah. Let's go. So shout out to one of my day one subscribers. They sent me this video on TikTok. Now, I will leave a link to this video on the content creator down in the description box. Shout out to Anton Daniels. And this woman is going to talk about a individual, a friend that she knows that divorced her husband for obviously the most ridiculous of reasons. And this is just another example of how women, you've heard the 80-20 rule, right? Like most people, and this goes for men and women, they leave someone that has 80% of what they want for 20% of what they want. And when they get on the other side and get that 20%, they realize how messed up that piece of what they wanted really was in the overall picture of their happiness. Okay. You know, the I'm not happy that, well, no, this person works a lot. They don't give me no time, because you don't get time and money at the same time. You either get one or the other. If you want time, that means your household is probably going to suffer because this person doesn't have the time to make the money to sustain the household in a positive, proper way. Well, if you want income, if you want money, well, guess what? They have to sacrifice time with you to get the money that they need to sustain the household, make you happy financially. This woman that she's going to speak about learned that lesson in a very harsh way, like most women do when they're post-divorce and they think they're going to get back out there in the streets and get what they really wanted, when what they really needed was already at home. This is a TikTok video. Of course, we're using this for content and criticism. So before we get into the video, I got to invoke my fair use clause for the reaction. So before we get started, fair use.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Okay, well, shout out to this Gordita here, or maybe this Pog. I can't really tell. It looks like a Gordita, but I don't know the skin tone, the hair. You know, y'all let me know what y'all think of this down in the comment section. But anyway, she's talking about one of her friends that recently got divorced. She was married for 11 years. They had 3 children, and she's talking about how she's lonely and she's bored. And this happens with women after the honeymoon phase is over. Shout out to CGA, the marriage will, and things of that nature. They got invested time. They got the house, the kids, all of that, right? Well, now they're getting bored. They thought that marriage was going to be more exciting than this, and it's not. And it's just, I stay at home and take care of the children all day, and I'm cooking and cleaning, and there should be more life than this, right? Like, this can't be all marriage is, right? Yes, it is, okay? That is exactly what marriage is. The honeymoon phase goes away, and then it becomes a dedication to 2 individuals that, okay, you know what? I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of the children for you to have a happy life, meanwhile being married to me. That means I make a sacrifice by going to work and taking care of your bum ass in order for you to be happy, all right? And, of course, the happiness phase, usually on the woman first, sometimes on the man. And guess what? You're going to go out there and try to get what you need. But the problem with this is that when the woman gets divorced, she has children oftentimes, and when she gets back out there in the streets, she realizes her value isn't as high as it was when she first got married, and that's where the problem comes in. Because the man's gonna go out there, and if he can get through the initial pain and frustration and the L he's gonna take financially and otherwise, he can bounce back if he's steadfast. And if not, well, he's gonna crumble. But the woman, on the other hand, her value is oftentimes diminished permanently. Let's continue.
would bring it up, like he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just...
That's exactly what you were.
Yeah, bitch.
You are just a mom and a wife. That's exactly what you are. Of course, y'all can go on trips and all those kind of things and try to make the relationship a little more lively, I guess. But the excitement, all that stuff is gone now. Now, yes, you're just a wife and a mom, and guess what? He's a husband and a father. But they don't see the other side. They just see their side and how unhappy and how bored they are.
Wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it,
sorry to continue to pause this. I'll leave a link. Again, a link is in the description box. You can watch it on my commentary interruption, but I got to keep breaking this down. She's talking about how her friend had partners and newlyweds to have fun. I bet you this woman was doing the same thing when she initially got married. It's always fun to begin, just like a new car. It's always fun to drive in the beginning until it starts breaking down. You got to start changing the tires. You got to start paying the insurance, the tax. You got to get the oil change. You got to get it washed and cleaned all the time. It's fun in the beginning. A lot of things in life is always fun in the beginning until you have to take care of it, until you have to do maintenance on it, until you actually have to put the work into this thing, whatever it is. That's when the real work comes in. And unfortunately, people are not far-sighted enough to see that. A lot of people say they don't want to be a wife. They want the wedding. They want the excitement. They want that good feeling, those endorphins they get when they're having fun and going places and laughing and joking and having the intercourse and all those things. But down the road, yes, sir.
to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, they had a big house, they had nice things, like
the investment.
He was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced, and now she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun.
All they want to do is have fun. That's right. You're back out in the streets, lady. All we want to do is smash.
Fatality.
That's all we want to do out here in the street. You went out back into the sea where the sharks are, okay? All they smell is that red stuff in the water, and they're going for it. Now, you out here in the streets now, lady. You had all the safety you had in the household with your husband and the kids and, the protection and provision. All that's gone now. Now you're a single woman. Now you're making your own money. You're working all by yourself. You're taking care of the children all by yourself. And now you have to date with all those anchors and age, by the way. Man, beautiful.
They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it. She said no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing?
You want to pay your bills? You want to pay rent? You want to get Starbucks? You better work, bitch.
Perfect.
Isn't that what your husband was doing?
Let him cook.
Let her cook, yes. Isn't that what your husband was doing?
Enemy spotted.
You want a provider. You want somebody to help you with the children. You need a shoulder to cry on. But now you're out here in the streets. You're looking for another single guy to do the same things that your fucking husband was doing. Isn't that amazing? Now you're looking for somebody to do the same thing your husband was doing. But guess what? You can't go back to him now because she's going to speak on why in a second why she can't go back to her ex-husband to get that provision and protection back. Now you're out in the streets and you're seeing it's crap out there. Well, not necessarily crap. To her, it's crap because she wants something other than what the other people want that's out there. So to her, the dating pool is full of piss, right? But no, it's only like that because you're not getting what you want out of it. What you thought you were going to get by getting back out and divorcing your husband. Now you want to crawl back. But guess what?
And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her, like, the girl doesn't work. She's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed.
Ain't no way.
Wow.
Ain't no fucking way.
What a saying that I like to say to everybody, funny how life works, isn't it? Now you divorce your husband to get what you thought you was going to get better on the outside. You couldn't get that. Now you want to go back to your husband, but guess what? Like I told you in the beginning, if you can get through the pain and the anguish and the heartache and the financial strife you're going to get from getting divorced, guess what? The silver lining the sky opens up for you. And guess what? If you know another relationship, you can get it. If you want to just live the free agent lifestyle, shout out to CGA, you can go do that. Whatever you want to do, the whole world opens up if you can just get through those, months or years of bouncing back. You can do whatever you want. And he did. He said, I want another relationship. He went out there and got it. Now he's got one that's probably younger than her and better than her. They already has children, single mother thing. That's no discussion. But this lady says that his new girl or wife is open to having children with him so he can still get another family with another woman. Guess what this other woman's doing?
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Out there sad. Out there crushed because her husband moved on. And she's going to say in a minute that she's angry that her husband moved on. And why she won't take her back? We know what, you can't now dictate how your ex moved on with his life because you moved on with yours too, but now you want your old life back and you can't have it.
She's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you're single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility?
Oh, he already has kids, right? No. What these women are going to say are, those are my kids. So he pays his child support. He has his custody agreement. He sees them, whenever. And he moved on. He has made peace with the situation. But guess what? Now that you're in this situation, you thought you was going to make peace with it because you thought you had your freedom and you're not bored no more. But guess what? You trade in your boredom and your lack of content for something else that is actually way worse. Now you want him to take you back, and now you're angry he won't take you back. Why would he? Why would he take you back after you did the unthinkable to him in his eyes, I'm sure? Why would he want you back now? And why would he throw away the other stuff that's good in his life now for you? That's a bad memory right off the bat before we even get started. You're already a bad memory to him.
And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me because I was like, I could tell that she regretted her decision.
I'm sure.
I could tell. And I've seen a lot of people do shit like this where they get divorced for reasons that are not, I'm not gonna say they're not valid because everybody's feelings are valid, but they're fixable problems. Like, I don't know if you guys have this wrong idea of marriage that is supposed to be like fun and happy all the time. It's not. I feel like every relationship literally depends on compromise. Like, you gotta compromise something. You cannot have everything.
But most men are usually always the ones that compromises. We don't get what we want. We have to compromise with our wants and our desires. Meanwhile, we have to give her everything she wants, which is never enough, i.e. the husband store. You thought you was going to climb the ladder. You thought you was going to level up. And then you got to the end and you realized the guy that you wanted he doesn't exist. He's a figment of your imagination for however you made him up in your head, that you can get this guy that has everything you ever wanted in a man. You're never going to get everything you want in a man. And we men are damn sure ain't never going to get everything we want in a woman. We got to trade either looks for sexuality. We got to trade sexuality for, loyalty. We don't get everything we want in a woman. So we already know that. That's why a lot of guys that are normies like me don't pick 10s, because we got to make a trade-off here. And if we ain't got the bread to get that 10, we damn sure ain't going to keep her. So guess what? We got to trade something else. So guess what? We go down the scale a little bit to get the other things that we want. Unless we're rich, then we got to trade. She wants money, but she's probably not loyal. So again, we still got to trade. See?
And to be honest with you, like, if she was willing to give up on him that quick, like, maybe she just didn't love him that much.
I mean, that doesn't need an explanation at all. It really doesn't.
Because I cannot even imagine just me being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna divorce my husband, you know, like,
You might still.
no, you figure it out, you work it out. But I could tell that she's regretting it, because what she thought she wanted is not what she thought she wanted.
And by the way, this woman has really nice lips. I don't know. I'm just saying. I have ideas in my head, but I'm going to leave that there. Anyway, y'all see what's going on here, right? This woman talks about a friend that she had that got divorced, and the grass is not greener on the other side. Like I said in the beginning, the grass on the other side is, and you know what I mean by the Undertaker bell, right? It's no longer living. And I'll let you use your imagination with that. Y'all saw the story time. I gave my commentary. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed her video. All right. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about her commentary and her story of this wretched woman that won her husband back after deleting their relationship, their marriage, I'm sorry, down in the comment section. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door, and I'll see you on the next video.